So let's continue our example, and now we're going to see how we could use a script to do this operation we did, which was the select by location, and then obtain this new layer, which is the result of that operation. One to start with this and try and go the easy way, beginning, let's look at this menu here in processing and history. So if you look here, you can see the last operations we did. And if you just click once, if you click twice, you get again the interface and you can change something here. But that's not what I want to do. I want to just click once on the most recent, and I'm going to copy this code here, right? So right click and copy. So this is going to be our code. This is Python, in fact, which we can run here in QGIS. So going here to this menu and then look for the Python console. You open that, so it takes part of the screen. There's a possibility you can detach it. If you have more than one screen, you could detach it and move your Python console to a different screen, which is very helpful. And this is a Python interpreter. So you can use it at ease. You can do single commands, like if I ask how much is 2 plus 2 and I enter, then I get the result. So we can run lines of script here and get the result immediately, or we can open in this button the editor, and then we have a simple Python editor. So I'm creating this script. I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to save it using this button, save as, and makes sense to put it in the working folder, and I'm going to give it some name. Just going to call it select by location, which is the operation we're going to do here, and save. So now the file has a name, and now I can paste that long string that came here from history. So maybe I click here and I copy all that. Okay, so I copy and now I'm pasting it here. It's hard to read because it's very long, but we can break it into parts. So I'm going to, there's several parameters of this function. The first one is the input. The second one is called predicate, and then intersect, and this is very long. And finally there's method. Okay, so what's going on here? So what's happening with this processing run is, so this processing run is going to be able to run a tool from QGIS, which is this. It's going to have one input file, which is our shape file, and this is the file where it is. So my shape, my county map the shapefile, the county map is here in this folder. So you can see it's the same. That shows up there. Predicate 0 has to do with the fact that when you use this tool, I did select the first geometric predicate. So in Python, Python always starts indexing at 0. So it's going to be the first predicate will have index 0. And then I need another parameter, which is the second data set, which in our case it's not that. It's what we want to use is the layer, this layer. Okay. So here's the intersect layer. Now the name of this layer is very long, and the reason is, so first you have where's the file. The reason is that it's read from a CSV file, not a shape file. And when you read from a CSV file, there's a bunch of extra information that needs to be added. Probably you don't need all that, but remember we had, when we read, we said we wanted a spatial index, so that's there too. And what's the coordinate reference system? What are the columns of the table that correspond longitude and latitude? It's all determined there. And the method should correspond to, here we want to create a new selection, but we could choose one of the other ones. So this is going to be option 0, 1, 2, 3. So you could change that here in the method. Okay, so the result of this, when you run that, the result of this is just a selection. So what's happening here is that I did perform a selection by location on this input layer. Okay, so if you want to check that that's really what's happening, I'm just clear the selection. I'm going to run my script again with the run button, and you can see that what's performed is just the selection part. Okay, so you could think, well, but I don't want just a selection. I want to do it like we did before, where I create an output file. So how can we do that? So one possibility we'll see later is just to use the selected features in this layer that we just created with this piece of code, and then save them as a new data set. The other possibility, look for another function who does the selection by location and saves the result in a new file. I'm going to look here on Toolbox. I'm going to see if there's usually it's called extract, and location, if there's a function called extract by location. So in that case, maybe better to use this extract by location. Maybe it looks very much like the other one. The difference is that you can also define the output. So we're going to extract features from there using still intersect that intersect the nest locations, but now I'm going to save the output to a file, call it output. I'm going just to use a shape file like we did before. That was our old output. I'm just calling it 2, so it's not the same. So I I indicate the name of the output file, and it'll be a shape file. Okay, so if I would run this, basically it does the same thing, but it now had created this new file. So that seems to solve my problem. What I'm going to do is in my script, I'm going to replace, I'm going to delete what I had. And I'm going now to go again to the history, choose the last function I run, which is now called native extract by location. I'm going to copy all these. Same thing, I'm going to copy into my script. And now let's also, again, separate the pieces, the parameters. So far they're exactly the same, but here I now have output, but there is no method anymore because I'm not adding or or creating new selection. I'm just doing a selection by location and then creating this output. And now, I'm going to call it, change a bit the name so it's not the same. And I have my script. I can save my script. And now let's maybe remove that so we can see better what happened. I'm going to remove the output layers. I want to remove, okay. And now I'm going to run the script. And apparently nothing happened. But if I look at my folder, I can see that I have this new layer, which I can add to my project. And I have the result I wanted. So this script, which is a Python script, is enough to run this function, this tool from QGIS, and set up the parameters for that tool and obtain the result.